So welcome to episode 1 of Films and Fermentation. I'm Leo.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Mike.
And our show is about alcohol and movies.
Yeah, that's it.
Simply put,
Mm-hmm.
alcohol and movies. I don't know if there's any other way you can define it. We're going to talk about some of our favorite drinks as well as some of our favorite films. For this, our first episode, we decided to go with a special topic to us, movies from our youth. Childhood films, maybe not so much childhood films, and do they stand up today? And so for tonight, we decided to theme our drinks on childhood. My drink of choice tonight is Bombshell Cider from my favorite brewery in New York, Warhorse Brewery in Lake Seneca. It is a holiday punch hard cider. Tastes like Hawaiian punch with kicked up liquor taste to it. And I was always a big Hawaiian punch fan as a kid, so I'm going with that tonight.
I'm partaking of the Yingling Hershey's Chocolate Porter. I was a huge Hershey's fan growing up. I'm still a huge Hershey's fan. Not going to lie. This is my first year in a few years that I haven't been able to get to Hershey Park and enjoy it, but I enjoy their chocolates, their candies. I was a huge Hershey bar fan growing up, and I've also brought a couple other chocolate-based porters to maybe do a little compare and contrast.
Not to mention, every time you drink coffee in the morning, you get Hershey Squirts.
That's true. That is true.
And I'm partaking of not your father's Mountain Ale. It's like a Mountain Dew alcohol.
Mountain Dew alcohol.
For you soda lovers out there.
For you. Yeah, we're all like just basically ruining childhood drinks by throwing alcohol into them.
And not to get off topic.
Not to get off topic. It's the first episode. We're already getting off topic. All right.
I just saw it's a Southern thing, does a show from time to time, and they had introduced a bunch of Mountain Dew based recipes, from cupcakes to Mountain Dew pickles to, what was the other one I saw? Most of them were sweets, like a Mountain Dew pastry. And it was interesting to see what they came up with just using the dew. And they voted on it, and it was either just do it or don't do that. So it was an interesting show.
I think Mike needs to seek that out as the Mountain Dew man.
Yeah, I don't think my doctor would like that.
Mountain Dew pickles. We should go back to Old Smoky and convince them to make a Mountain Dew moonshine.
Moonshine. That would be good.
Back when we were in Tennessee, a couple summers ago, and we went to the Old Smoky Moonshine Distillery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had everything there: pickle moonshine, chocolate moonshine, coffee moonshine. Why not a Mountain Dew?
Yeah, yeah.
Mountain Dew moonshine. All right, so
that just be moonshine.
Moonshine. What? Mountain Dew moonshine? I don't know. You're a Mountain Dew drinker.
I'm always considered Mountain.
I think if it doesn't taste like it's alcohol, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
If it's got that high alcohol content, but it goes down easy, and it's just on the other side, like where it's sweet, and you're kind of losing your perception of whether or not this is something I should be drinking in moderation, then put it away.
That's like the Orange Crush.
Oh, yeah.
We had a beer we tried a couple weeks ago. It was an orange. It tastes like orange soda.
From Hidden Sands.
From Hidden Sands Brewery in New Jersey. It tastes like orange soda, so it was dangerous. And I actually thought about using that for this first episode because I like orange soda, but I killed that 4-pack in a day, so I had to come up with something else.
Yeah.
So I drove up to New York to get these, so I had some. What's that?
This working from home? It was dangerous, huh?
Working from home, yeah. It's frowned upon for me to drink alcohol at work, so.
Hey, look, I have my coffee. Whatever's in my coffee is my business and my business alone.
So our topic for tonight, movie-wise, is films from our youth, and do they stand up today? We have quite a list we came up with here, and it keeps growing. Mike and I sat down last weekend and we came up with, I think it was like close to 25 films or something, like just off the top of our head.
Mhm.
And then Kevin and I were talking the other night and we came up with a few more. And then as I was sitting here trying to, figure out the technical issues we were having, I came up with the other movie that we mentioned earlier. And then, stupid me not thinking of Sandlot, which, thankfully Mike had on his list. So I'm going to start with an easy one that's got to be on everybody's list, even if you weren't growing up in the 80s like we were, The Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Goonies is a given to me.
Yes. I remember watching, there was a scene in The Goonies that I always sheltered my eyes. I'm not a huge gore fan. I can't watch anything disgusting. And though this never really happened, and if I had just pulled my hand away from my eyes to take note to it, I would have seen it was not gory. But the scene where Chunk is about to get his hand put into the blender, that freaked me out enough to kind of avert my eyes, not to keep me from watching the movie, but just avoid that scene. So
I know there are some questionable things in children's films from the 80s, but I really I didn't doubt that they weren't going to chop his hand up in the blender when
no, that's true. That's true.
I thought
What?
Mama Fratelli was scarier than that.
It's true.
Questionable things. Booty trap. Booty trap.
Booby trap. Booby trap.
Booby trap.
That's what I said. Yeah, so one of my favorite things from Goonies is something that isn't even in Goonies. And there was a scene when they jump off the ship, the pirate ship, and they're in the water trying to swim to the shore.
Mm-hmm.
There was a scene that they deleted where they were attacked by an octopus.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a squid or an octopus or something attacks them, and Data saves them by sticking his tape recorder in the octopus mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, now you see, I never saw that. Was that a?
But the thing that makes it funny is when they're on the beach later and they're being interviewed by the reporters.
Yeah.
Data says to the reporters, still in the film, this was not edited out, the octopus was really scary. So that's always one of my favorite things is like they deleted the whole scene, but they kept in the line of him talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm realizing? That most 80s movies, whether they were child-based movies or young adult or even adult movies, they did have bathroom scenes, and it's odd that it's sticking out in my head, but there was the scene where in Goonies, all of the kids are grabbing the pipes from underneath the ground and pushing them up and down to try to find some way of getting out. And you saw the water fountain outside going up and down and up and down. And then the character, the girl, what was her name? I'll figure it out. The Andy character, her boyfriend at the time was in the toilet, and they had the pipes which were building up pressure and it ended up shooting him right off of the toilet. And as I think back, I think of other movies like Porky's and
Although I don't know.
Revenge of the Nerds, and I'm saying these aren't all childhood.
They're not childhood movies.
No, they're not childhood movies, but they're more
Porky's especially.
The Karate Kid was also, there's a bathroom scene, and I'm sensing a pattern here.
Toilet humor.
Big in the 80s.
So, Mike, your vote. Does the Goonies still stand today?
For the most part, I think there's some scenes that are kind of, but for the most part, I think the movie does.
Kev?
Yes, I would say you can watch it today. You can enjoy it today. Kids today would question certain things, but that's only because they don't understand the lack of technology that was there back then, But, I'd say it stands today.
I'm going to have to take the controversial stance and say no, it does not.
Okay.
What?
That's not to say I don't love it, and I don't watch it whenever I see it on TV. Mm-hmm. But I think it's kind of, there's a lot of things in it that just don't fly, that wouldn't fly nowadays. Like, even though Data is played by an Asian actor, he is a caricature of Asian characters.
Right.
There's a scene where they break the dick off the statue, and and Mikey's like, "Oh my God, that's my mom's favorite part." Yeah. I mean,
Oh, that joke stands up today.
Well, I think, well, I guess what I'm saying is like there's questionable content, but I think as we go through this list, most of these movies have questionable content, especially since the majority of the films we came up with are 80s films. I'm going to go to the second one, which is another, I think, obvious one to me, and that's Princess Bride, 1987.
Okay. That is a movie that I feel transcends childhood. You grow up, it grows up with you, because as you get older, you don't look back at it as a child movie. You can appreciate aspects of it as a child, but as you grow up, you appreciate things that might have been over your head. Some of the dialogue that happened when you're a child, you can appreciate the action, you can appreciate the suspense. But when you get older, you pay attention to what's being said, how it's being said, and reflect on it and be like, I like that. As an adult, I find that's more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Top of my list, I have Stand By Me.
Stand By Me.
I think that is one of the quintessential coming of age movies for younger kids, for the younger versions, not like the teenage, but the pre-teenage years.
I would say, like, well, going back to Princess Bride, like, for me, like Kevin said, that's a movie that transcends time. So I don't even think we have to call that a childhood film.
Yeah.
And there's no argument that stands up today. I'm not even going to try to pretend to play the devil advocate on that one. But to take what Mike was saying about Stand By Me, I think Stand By Me, like any film about friendship and growing up and maturing and all that, steals from Stand By Me.
Okay.
Like Stand By Me is like the one that did it the best.
Yeah, I would agree. And it's almost as if the whole plot of going to see a dead body, it's there, but it's not what you're concentrating on. That's not the focus of the story. You're focusing on the relationships of the boys, the four boys, and they're each unique. It's not like you have one outsider and three who really get each other. I mean, you kind of do, but for the most part, they're all supportive of each other. Even the tough guys show a little, what am I thinking of here? They show a little a softer side.
They're emotional and they have their moments of like vulnerability.
Right. And then the softer ones can show that they have the ability to show bravery or support, it being a more supportive factor.
You don't need overly, aggressive characters when you have the older brother and his friends.
Right. Right.
They're the antagonists.
Right.
Yeah.
But to go back to what we said earlier about inappropriate things, that also has some inappropriate in there.
I feel like every film we talk about. Yeah. Sick balls, Chopper.
Yeah. And the
sick balls. And then there's the
slud scene or leech.
The leeches on, leeches. Yeah. You'd pass out too if you had a leech on your balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was the story itself is pretty. Oh, the story within the story. Lard ass.
Yes.
Lard ass. Lard ass. All right. So what happens next? What do you mean? What happens next? That's the end. That sucks. Oh my God.
But again, back when we were that age, that's what we were doing too.
Yeah. Telling stories, bullshitting, getting in trouble. My favorite line in the movie, though, running from talks. My favorite line in the movie is when they're talking about who would win in a fight, Mighty Mouse or Superman. And he goes, "Don't be an idiot. Superman's a real guy. Mighty Mouse is a cartoon."
Yeah.
All right. For the next one, I'm going to shoot way, way back. I want to go all the way back to talk about this one just so I can get to the next one.
Okay.
So we're going to do Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
What's that? What'd you say, Mike? Okay. Wizard of Oz.
Said okay.
Ooh. Jeez. Wizard of Oz. Yeah. It's a childhood movie, but it's our parents' childhood movie.
Yeah, but it's a childhood movie for me too. I watched it I still watch it when it comes on.
I still watch it too, and I think you can see it as it's based off of the child's book.
Watch it to the spot.
Yeah. It's really loosely based off of the child's book. But I thought I watch it, I enjoy it. It's good. I had my little crush on Judy Garland. I think most
You just like that gingham gown.
Oh.
Mike said.
It was an amazing film, but it really is. I would say that's the movie I watched when I was at home sick. It wasn't one that I was like dying to put into the VCR. For those listeners who aren't familiar, VCR is a video cassette recording, which actually used film tape. Be Kind,
I still got one over there.
Be Kind, Rewind. But it wasn't one that I would actively try to watch, but I enjoyed watching it when it was on.
To put something on to what you just said, Kev, about the VCR, and our listeners that may not know what it is, I work with a guy that did not understand the concept of Be Kind, Rewind. He's only 21 years old.
Which was The Return?
Well, that's why I wanted to talk about Wizard of Oz.
I see. Okay.
Can you jump ahead of me?
I'm sorry. We can continue to talk about The Wizard of Oz. I'm just saying that there was maybe a slight attraction to Fairuza Balk at that too.
My God, she was like 9.
I was like 10.
Slight attraction to Fairuza Balk. If you said when she was in The Water Boy, I'd give it to you.
Well, you guys come down on me for
the Cramp.
I heard about Christina Ricci, and you guys are like, wait a sec. No, she's around our age. They're around our age. It was all in good fun.
I don't know, Mike, I'm seeing a pattern. I think Kevin just likes the gingham gowns.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Return to Oz didn't hold up when Return to Oz came out. My wife is shaking her head in the background.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Creepier beyond all.
And that was a Disney produced movie, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh. Who signed off on that one?
The Wheelies.
Yeah. However, it was accurate to the book. The characters existed in Oz.
Even the good guys were scary.
Yes.
The dude with the pumpkin head.
Mm-hmm. Jack.
The couch with the moose head that talked.
Yep. Wasn't the Tin Man, what was his name? Clockers or?
TikTok.
There you go.
TikTok, now a popular social media outlet.
He should be getting royalties.
For people who think they're famous. I know Kevin's going to be talking about when we do the episode on childhood crushes.
What did you have, Megan? You had
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Oh, look at that. Chocolate beer.
What was Adrian's mic?
And I believe Adrian's was Return to Oz.
No. I thought it was Space Camp.
Oh, it was Space Camp.
Space Camp.
That's like Return to Oz, though.
And Return to Oz. Yeah, that was one of hers. Space Camp, Willy Wonka, and The Worst Witch.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that holds up on The Worst Witch right now is the introduction of Tim Curry's character with the psychedelic 80s background as he's singing his song. And if you're drunk enough, it's amazing.
It's amazing even if you're not drunk enough.
Yeah. And I was trying to think, Tim Curry and to some degree Fairuza Balk are the only two that had any kind of career. Now, the other older witches in that movie were popular in the BBC in the United Kingdom. They had their prior movies, but I don't think too many other success stories came out of The Worst Witch. Though it did also have a redo later, and that's another time. We're not going to talk about that.
Was a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Adrian chose. I think Adrian gave us a couple, but that night, Mike. I think she said Bed Knobs and Broomsticks as well.
She did. She's big on the Disney movies. But Knobs and Broomsticks, which is before our time as kids, but it was a kids' film, and I quite enjoyed it as well.
It was good. I mean, I look at Angela Lansbury and I think Murder, She Wrote before I think Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah.
True enough.
And I feel like you can do like an episode alone just on the Disney films, because when I was thinking of childhood films, I was thinking of like Aladdin and Lion King and Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, but they're all Disney.
Yeah.
But then again, some of my favorite kids' films were Disney, like Sword in the Stone, Robin Hood, and the
Jungle Book.
The Bob. I love it. The Black Cauldron.
Black Cauldron.
Yes.
That's a good.
I'm a fantasy guy, so I like the fantasy part of it.
Yeah. Same here.
I think I need to admit that I've never seen the Black Cauldron. I know, right? For somebody who's giving a podcast on a movie, admitting to such a faux pas. But no, I can't recall ever. If I had seen it before, it has escaped my memory. So chances are I'll probably need to rewatch it again soon.
So we got Black Cauldron. So that's a good segue, Mike, to take us into this territory. Children's films that we look back on now and are just dark as fuck. Like you got
No, Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
Never Ending Story.
Yeah. Labyrinth. Yep.
Although I think Labyrinth is less dark. I mean, other than, the frightening crotch of David Bowie chasing Jennifer Connelly.
And can we recognize that a lot of this has a common thread of Jim Henson?
Yeah.
Jim Henson produced. Now, look, we can appreciate Jim Henson doing the lighter side with the Muppets. And I was going to say that's one of my childhood movies that withstands the test of time. But
that's funny. Mike and I were talking about that the other night. We don't agree.
It does not hold up.
Really?
I think
I watched it when I got Disney Plus. That's one of the first things I watched. I'm like, damn, this movie does not hold up.
No, I feel like the Muppets Caper or like the Muppets Take Manhattan hold up better than the original Muppets film.
Wow. Okay.
So we segue to the Jim Henson a little fast for me because I have one more dark movie for you.
Oh, my apologies.
The Secret of Nim.
Secret of Nim.
Yes. Yeah, that is. I mean, there is legit murder in that movie. That is what's his name? Bluth? Was it
Don Bluth?
Don Bluth
film.
Based off of a book, but it was all about experimentation, and there was murder involved. Yeah.
I think Don Bluth also did the Hobbit cartoon.
Well, that I don't know.
Because the
Hobbit cartoon was Raskin and Bath.
Okay, because the animation seemed very similar. I wasn't sure.
No, the Dark Crystal was
Jim Henson.
Yeah, the Secret of Nim was United Artists, with all the artists that left Disney and went on. That's why it was a lot like Disney.
Well, in the same vein, if you want to talk childhood cartoons with animal murder, Watership Down. Watership Down.
Watership.
You've never seen Watership Down either? No. You got to get caught up on your dark films from childhood.
Seriously, I think it was sheltered. My parents probably thought, he's scared of a kid getting his hand put into a blender. Let's not show him these other ones.
Let's get back to, we're kind of getting off course here with saying whether or not they stand today.
Yeah.
So let's do like a little like rapid fire thing here. So Labyrinth, I say Labyrinth stands today. I actually just watched it recently. So Dark Crystal.
Of course.
Yes.
I think you have to say yes just because there's that whole prequel series.
Yep.
On Netflix right now.
Yep.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Absolutely.
I'd rather watch that than the one with Johnny Depp.
The
Johnny Depp one seems more like a biography of Michael Jackson.
Well, right. Johnny Depp really took that character and went off course with it. In terms of following along with the book, it does it better than the Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder. But Gene Wilder brings Willy Wonka to life. His character, he's mysterious, he's crazy, but like a tinge of crazy. I
always looked at him as more like murderous.
Murderous?
Yeah, I mean, like he whacks the kids. You don't know what the hell happens to them. There's a candy-coated trip. It's a psychedelic trip through a candy-coated hell. Oh. Just a scene in a boat alone.
The scene in the boat alone is
chicken
pivotal.
gets
pivotal.
Chicken gets its head chopped off in the background.
That's true. Yeah. And the large eyeball.
Where are we going? There's no way of knowing.
Are they hot? Mike.
The story, I think, holds up. I don't know about the film itself.
You were reading my mind, Michael. I thought the same thing. The story holds up. The special effects are lacking. Everybody wanted to ride on Falcor, right? And I know that it's still...
My wife does.
There you go. And for the time, it worked well. But you can look at it and say, there are definite areas in this I would improve upon.
We're talking about dark movies with questionable material. You have the horse committing suicide. You have the gate he has to go through with the big titty sphinxes. Shooting laser beams at him. Even
out of their tits?
At their eyes.
Oh, okay.
And even some of like the allies were creepy. like the dude that rode the snail and the guy that chewed rocks. Like, it was a weird ass movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorites I got on the list next here, and even though it's one of my favorites, like Goonies, I'm going to say it probably doesn't stand up just because the special effects are very weak. They were the very early stages of CGI, but I love this movie, and it's The Last Starfighter.
It's a good movie, but yeah, I agree, it doesn't stand up with the special effects.
Yeah, it's the final film of Robert Preston, who's one of my favorite actors. He did The Music Man in the 60s. And if you watch The Music Man and Last Starfighter back to back, it's the same character going from 1930s Iowa to the future. Like, he's playing the same exact character, but one of my favorite actors. And yeah, the special effects are just, I don't want to say poor because they were amazing for the time.
Right.
But they are a very, I love it myself. I'll watch it when it's on, but I have to watch it in the eyes of the kid that watched it the first time.
I think that's something I need to keep in mind. I need to keep the special effects were they good special effects at the time? Not were they piss poor special effects at the time, but had a good story to it. To compare it to today, there's just been too many advances.
In the same... Go ahead, Mike.
Sometimes a story in a movie could be so good that it still can be... It could overshadow the weak special effect, I think.
Well, I think the story stands up. You could probably... Oh, God damn me for saying this. You could reboot it. With updated special effects. What is it? It's a story about a kid who's really good at video games.
Exactly. Going about stuff that still could stand up, I believe The Secret of NIMH stands up.
Secret of NIMH still stands up?
I still think it stands up.
Yeah, that has quality animation. Story was good. It's something people could relate to today. It's not as if animal experimentation went anywhere.
Exactly.
All right. Flight of the Navigator.
Ooh. That's a good one. Well,
I'm using this to segue into something.
It was a good childhood movie. I don't think I could watch it as an adult and appreciate it. I think I have watched it as an adult, and I recognize the acting is not really quality, but the story's interesting. Time travel and alien spaceships and just a kid who didn't appreciate what he had until he didn't have it anymore.
I had read somewhere that they were making a remake of that, and it kind of like has been in development hell for a while, so I hope they don't remake it. But the reason I brought it up is because I want to use it to segue into something else. So, Mike, do you have anything to say about it before I segue?
I agree with Kevin on this one. I don't think I could appreciate it now as I did when I was a kid.
So my segue is this: the alien spacecraft adopts a voice for the kid, and the voice he adopts is that of Paul Rubens as Pee Wee Herman. Which brings me to my next film, Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. That's what you call segueing a long way around.
Yeah. That was a film that introduced...
I wasn't a fan of it when it came out.
Okay.
So I'm going to, just on that basis, I'm just going to say it's not going to stand up.
So I hated it when it came out because we got it on VHS. We got it on VHS when I was a kid, and my little sister watched it every day after school.
Oh.
For months, every day after school, that I was sick of it. Does it stand up? Probably not, because I don't know if that show would stand up nowadays, the Pee Wee Herman Playhouse. But having rewatched it as an adult, I did find it funnier than I did as a kid, because there are some adult jokes in there.
Okay.
I mean, there's the whole Large Marge story, which is kind of like, a little scary for kids. There's the whole flirtation thing with the waitress when they're sitting in the top of the dinosaur statue.
Right.
There are some things in there that are kind of like above the pay grade of kids. But as far as standing up, no, it doesn't stand up.
Yeah, well, I also think as a kid who appreciated having a bike to ride in the 80s and knowing the passion of detailing your bike, that was the basis of the movie, wasn't it? That he needed to find the bike, his treasured bike, which was taken from him because he had teased the wrong guy, the rich little snobby fat kid, right? I forget his name.
Let's see what else I got here. Go ahead, Mike.
I got one for you, Leg.
Go.
I love this movie. I think it stands up. Short Circuit. Because we have not yet developed AI enough. So we're still in that thing. And I thought the robotics in it was great too. The acting, but the premise of the movie, I think, stands up.
Steve Guttenberg at his finest.
Yeah. The Goot, man.
The Goot.
The Goot rule of the 80s.
And Ali Sheedy. I kind of had a thing for Ali.
I know it's one of my, I know it's one of my, oh my God. At least Ali Sheedy was a little older. So he likes the little girls and giggling gals and crazy girls from the Breakfast Club. I know it's one of Mike's movies because he brings it up a lot. Short Circuit. Johnny Five.
Short Circuit.
How about, what's that? Johnny Five's alive. So how about then Tron?
Not pulled up.
No, even the plot was tough to like. I mean, it was too simplistic. There wasn't much to it. You got to know users and programs and the purpose as to what he was trying to do, but it just did not hold up.
I watched it as a kid because I actually, as a kid, I liked the visuals, and I had a Tron video game on the Atari.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't until I was older and watched it again that I realized that the hero wasn't the guy who gets sucked into the video game.
No,
I thought he was
not
Tron.
the one that's named after. No, that's Flynn.
No.
So that shows you how much I paid attention to it as a kid.
And today's people are so advanced in their computer skills that they look at this and go, "We were that backwards."
Yeah.
Though the light bikes were cool.
Yes,
light bikes are great, and I'll hold off because I'm not quite sure if we want to branch into what came years later.
I don't know. Just saying you like Tron because the light bikes were cool is like saying you like Phantom Menace because you dig pod racing. Adventures in babysitting.
Ooh. Now I got to tell you.
Why are we going to Mandalorian?
I had to think for this show.
I honest to God, I've never thought of that. The Mandalorian is Adventures in babysitting.
Definitely questionable material, from the. Yes, absolutely. The Playboy magazine that's the center of.
Although it was Vincent D'Onofrio's first film credit, he was the guy that she thought was Thor.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
It's a good movie.
Hey, Elizabeth Shue.
There's
somebody I can approve of.
Yeah.
Doesn't stand up. No, I don't think it stands up either.
I don't stand. No.
E.T.
Absolutely. It's classic. Now, it has to be the original E.T.
That's on the level of Goonies. It has to be there.
Yeah. It has to be the original. You can't have the re-edited with taking out the shotguns for walkie-talkies.
Oh, yeah.
And, Spielberg pulling a Lucas and adding additional scenes with the CGI E.T. was unnecessary. I get where he wanted to go with it. He wanted to kind of show a little bit more of the alien, but unnecessary. The movie held up on its own with, a rubber suit.
Plus, E.T.'s a Jedi.
Yes.
He recognizes Yoda and appears in one of the prequel trilogies. He's on the Senate. Yeah, I love E.T. I will never knock that. I'm just going to go to the last one that I haven't crossed out already, Big.
Oh, well, that's a good movie. It does hold up today. It's a very original story.
Yeah, but as a kid's film.
As a kid's film, I enjoyed it as a kid. What was that? 88, 87?
I mean, it was early 80s. It was before Tom Hanks became a serious actor.
Right. And he had a good amount of comedies under his belt at that time. But I think I was still a little older than that. I think it might have been 88. I'm looking it up now.
What'd you say, Mike?
I said he had comedy under his belt, including Bosom Buddies.
Bosom Buddies, yeah.
Bosom Buddies, The Money Pit,
Bachelor
Party, the woman with one red shoe, or the guy with one red shoe. 88. So I was 10. So yeah, that's a childhood movie. I can appreciate it. There are
definitely questionable moments, as with most of the films we've talked on here. Like,
right.
He basically loses his virginity to the female lead, and he's technically 13 or something.
Yeah.
Do you think she thought about that as she watched him walk away and turn into a little kid in an oversized coat?
I know he thought about it. I hit that.
And she was like, oh, God, I hit that. So I think Big holds up today.
Big definitely holds up today.
I think most Tom Hanks movies hold up today.
Yeah. I'm looking through now. Splash, Bachelor Party, The Man with One Red Shoe.
So I was trying to go it's really tough to try to go by genre here because I got so many films on this list. So I'm just kind of skipping around here. So I'm going to go to one I've seen as a kid, and I can honestly say I don't remember much about it because I only seen it a few times, and it's probably going to get some hatred for saying that. Willow.
Oh, I enjoyed Willow.
Oh, yes.
I realized that George Lucas was trying to break away from his Star Wars, success and dip his toes into fantasy. And it was a breakout movie for Ron Howard as a director. But it was too simplistic. It was too generic in terms of the storyline. A child that's going to be the replacement for the evil sorceress who's now unruling of everything. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Had almost Tolkien feel with the whole, not a shire per se, but there was a village of dwarves. We're little people. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying right now. Little people, and trolls and dragons and such, all kind of compiled into this story. So yeah.
As you know, I'm a fantasy guy, so I liked it, and I still like it to this day.
I have to rewatch it because it's been a long. I remember Val Kilmer was in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the dude in the Ewok suit was the star.
Warwick Davis.
And I remember it was something with a baby, and he was like a wizard or some shit.
And Joanne Whaley. And I got to tell you, I dig her.
Yeah, we got to do a whole episode of the actresses that Kevin loved.
I do have it on the docket for later on, an episode on our first crushes, but I don't know if we have enough time for all Kevin's. Let's move on then to God, this movie is horrible. We're going to do a list one day of bad movies we love to watch. And this is definitely one of mine, Masters of the Universe.
Oh, my God. That's so bad. Oh.
Did they use any of the original He-Man characters aside from He-Man and Skeletor?
You had He-Man, you had Teela, you had Man-at-Arms.
Okay.
And that was it for the good guys, because they didn't have Orko. They had that weird-ass little midget dude. I'm sorry, halfling. And
to be clear, we are not, anti-midget or little people.
I'm just 3 drinks into the show already, so...
An interjection, I've moved on from the Hershey Porter to 7 Miles 7-layer stout, which is an imperial stout, loaded with chocolate, marshmallow, and vanilla.
God.
It is.
Mike just had to give himself an insulin shot by proxy.
And registering at a nice 10% alcohol by volume, so...
Teen Wolf, I loved it as a kid. I don't know if it stands up.
Oh, no.
They tried to reboot it on MTV as like a
TV series.
It was a series, but it was like a drama. It was one of those like teen, like young adult, full of hormone teen drama kind of shows.
They've done that with everything old. With, Archie.
Like Archie is
teenage angst.
Don't knock it. I think Adrian watches that show. Teen Wolf, loved it, then not so sure now.
I don't know. It's a tough call.
Did you have a crush on Boof?
No.
I don't know the actress's name, but I remember her name was Boof.
I'd have to say it doesn't hold up today. I couldn't watch it today and say, yeah, this is a stand-up movie.
Now, Teen Wolf 2.
Well, Jason Bateman.
TOO 2.
That's for a prequel show.
Prequel show. Do I have any that fall in the teen? Oh, yes, I do. Here we go. Little Monsters.
Oh.
With, what was his name?
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage and Howie Mandel.
Before he got weird with germs, I guess. Or he may have still been weird with germs, but he had a hell of a lot of makeup on for that. Interesting premise. Definitely focuses on the child's fear of monsters under the bed, and some of the monsters were kind of creepy.
There's also a lot of I remember there being a lot of gross out humor in it.
Yeah, a lot of snot and vomit and farts and stuff like that.
Kids
humor. It was,
although nowadays probably be frowned upon.
What were some of the pranks they pulled? The cellophane on the toilet seat was one of them, and doing something with the peanut butter jar.
I remember Howie Mandel referring to Fred Savage's mother's over-the-shoulder boulder holders.
Yeah. Quite inappropriate. His little brother was actually in that too, Ben Savage.
He's the one he's got to rescue.
Yes.
At the end of the movie or something.
And the whole thing with, what was the villain, the boy, he was frightening.
Yeah.
That end scene was...
It was creepy. It was very loose in the 80s as to what was considered kids' movies, I think.
Yeah.
This brings me to my next one. It was on Netflix. I watched it recently. I can say unequivocally, it does not stand the test of time. But I still love it. Monster Squad.
Is that still on? I missed that.
I don't know if it's still on now, but I did watch it on Netflix. Monster Squad. About the Universal monsters, Frankenstein, Dracula, and all them.
Yeah.
Wolfman has Nads.
Mm-hmm.
When I watched it as a kid, I loved it. I thought it was cool. I grew up with a lot of those Universal monster films because they were always my dad's favorites. But when I watched it recently, I realized there really isn't a plot. It's the monsters come back to life and the kids have to destroy them, but you don't know why. Like, the monsters don't really have like a plan to take over the world or anything. They're just kind of there.
And I don't believe the townspeople, the town, even took notice to them, right?
Except for the scary German guy.
Right. And I do have to say, this is yet another movie where Frankenstein's creation, the monster, tends to be sympathetic and caring.
Well, the monster was meant to be sympathetic and caring. I think the Boris Karloff version of the monster is what most people know, but the monster was meant to be sympathetic, even though he was a mass murderer.
As most mass
murderers are, yeah. Whew, let's make a weird left turn.
We're in Jersey. We don't do left turns here.
Annie.
A natural segue. One of Carol Burnett's best.
She hated making a movie.
She did?
She very rarely made films, and because she doesn't like the process of making films. She was always bigger on like TV shows and stuff.
I didn't know that.
And so she didn't enjoy her experience from what I've read about it. Although she's great in it.
She is great in it, so is Bernadette Thomas.
Bernadette Peters. Come on, man.
Yeah. Bernadette Peters. Oh.
And
I had to think.
Yeah, for Bernadette Peters.
Tim Curry.
Who's Tim Curry in it? Oh, he's one of the villains. Yeah, because I was thinking the Daddy Warbucks was. The hell was his name?
Yeah,
I could see his face. He was in Big Fish. He played the father in Big Fish.
Yep.
He was in the original Murder on the Orient Express.
I will look it up as we can talk about it. Albert
Finney. Albert Finney. He was in Aaron Brockovich as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Albert Finney.
He played a very good Daddy Warbucks. Punjab played an excellent Punjab.
That's another like 80s stereotypical thing, man. Like the Indian character's name is Punjab. Yeah. Punjab is a dialect of Indian. Like, like he's named after his place he came from.
Yeah.
And
Punjab. And he's mystical.
Yes. Yes. And apparently his turban is long enough to hang down from a helicopter to save Annie from a drawbridge that had gone up.
What about you, Mike? Is it a hard knock life for you?
It's a hard knock life. I enjoyed the movie.
I still like it. I think it holds up. I think it holds up better than the reboot with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, well, yeah.
And that's not a racial thing. That's just a hatred of reboots and remakes. Let's talk about that. This, I think, was one of your wife's suggestions again, Mike. Pippi Longstockings. And I only bring it up because to me it kind of relates to Annie, but
that's one of Megan's favorites.
I've seen it a few times as a kid. I can't say that it's something I remember real well. I would say it gets overshadowed probably by Annie.
Yeah, I think she was the other little redheaded kid that nobody wanted.
I do remember the Pippi Longstockings is coming into your world.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about it because I've only seen it like maybe once or twice. Like I thought she was Wendy from Wendy's.
So that's a hard no, I think, from the three of us on
Yeah.
that one. Let's end it with this. The last film on the list, at least on the list that I have here, is Hocus Pocus.
As the Halloween holiday has just recently passed, and rewatching that again, the candle being lit by a virgin.
Yep.
Little elements of, inappropriateness, but, it's just having to explain what a virgin is to little kids. But
I tell them it's somebody who hasn't eaten chicken.
There you go. The characters are solid. The adult characters are solid. The Thora Birch was good. Her older brother might have been his first and last acting job. And
the other actress, I've seen her in other things later on.
Yeah, she had some success following it. I want to say Vanessa, but it's
Vanessa
Shaw. Yeah, that's it. Vanessa Shaw. She's had some success following the movie. Good premise of a movie. Great Halloween movie.
Are you a fan of Thora Birch too? Because
oh, good God, yes.
She shows her titties in American Beauty.
I know. It's one of those paused moments.
You're not a Sarah Jessica Parker guy?
The only film I've ever found Sarah Jessica Parker attractive in is Hocus Pocus, oddly enough.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why, but something about her in that film,
she's so hideous.
What's that? Because She's got her wing women, are they? Because Bette Midler and Kathy Najimy don't do it for me. So, are there any films that we forgot about on this list that you think? I mean, I'm sure there are films we forgot about. What you got, Mike? You got anything else?
The Sound of Music.
The Sound of Music. The Hills Are Alive with it.
Yeah.
It is. And I watched it so many times as a kid.
And Julie Andrews is one of those actresses that you can associate with a multitude of movies from our youth, from Mary Poppins to
Sound of Music
to yeah, that's about it. No, she was
The King and I.
King and I. That wasn't her. That was Deborah Kerr. That was Deborah Kerr. Deborah Kerr and Yul Brynner. Well, no, that's a film I enjoyed too, The King and I.
Those are the ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head. I can't think of any right now. I'm sure some of our listeners will have their own contributions.
If anybody out there is listening to the program, you can send us messages through the Anchor app. You can also email us at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com. That's films and fermentation.
And we are looking for, I'm sorry to interrupt, we are looking for not just great movies or movies of your youth or movies that you want us to talk about, but also beers you want us to try.
Or liquor or bourbons or other alcohols or anything that's bad for us. We're good with that.
Absolutely.
So, gentlemen, did you enjoy your drinks?
It was good. It was really good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And I will see you guys for episode 2. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Grandmother's sweet tea, they did one.
But it was Not Your Mother's ginger ale was the first one, I thought, right? Or Not Your Father's.
Yeah.
And then they did the cherry Coke one, which tastes like ass.
Mm.
And then there's, Mike likes his redneck coffee, having drank Mountain Dew for breakfast growing up in North Carolina.
And that's why I'm diabetic now.
It was always one of the things that always irritated me as a teacher was, the 20 years that I taught, when I'd bring up a movie as an example and they didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I'd be like, how were you raised? You don't know Ghostbusters? God damn it. Like, well, Mike, I think you have that problem, right? Some of the guys you work with, they don't know Ghostbusters.
I have the what?
They don't know Ghostbusters.
They don't know a lot of things.
Well, and I think
Ghostbusters.
A bigger issue that we are seeing now, I am seeing now, is they're making references to reboots or to remakes of something, and it's like, no, the original. I'm referring to the original, the one that this one was based off of. So it becomes frustrating,
I'm not even going to get into that because that's a topic for another episode.
It is.
Remakes and reboots, because that's the kind of shit that pisses me off that I don't want to. We're talking about other shit right now. I don't even get into that fucking reboots.
True, but we can piggyback off of The Wizard of Oz because there was something that tagged on.
Your cookies are big as anything.
My wife doesn't understand the concept of recording. Talking about cookies in the background. Should we do the wives' picks now?
Yeah, while we have our
wives in the room, we do our wives' picks.
I don't know. What did you pick for me?
I thought you would want to go with the worst witch.
Yes.
Hey, wait, that's for Zabulk. I'm going to eat yours.
Cookies.
Hey, Kate, you going to bring me some?
He's drinking Not Your Father's Mountain Dew.
Shocker.
It's alcoholic redneck coffee.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
No, I'm going to eat this one first.
We'll put him down.
Okay.
I'm not coming back.
We'll put that in the blooper reel at the end, too.
Yeah.
Never Ending Story. Let's go then to this one. I'm like kind of jumping around here. I have a lot of movies on this list, but I don't know if we're going to get to them all.
Introduced us to Drew Barrymore, which
Introduced us to Drew Barrymore, which at the time, those pigtails.
That's fine. I was a little too old for Drew Barrymore.
Oh God. I fucking lost my place.
But he was an iconic 80s actor too.
He was a guy that appeared in a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know his name, but yeah.
But I mean, to think about it, that is a movie I appreciated as a kid, but I might appreciate it now as an adult. I don't think it would do as well with today's children.
Well, I read that the bike was just a metaphor for virginity.
Okay.
We're going off topic here.
Are we though?
No,
are we though?
I was hoping one of you would say really, because I just want to tell you I was fucking with you anyway. Thank you for listening to episode 2 of Films and Fermentation. If you'd like to contact us to talk to us about movies or drinks, you can email us at filmsandfermentation@gmail.com. That's filmsandfermentation@gmail.com. You can also visit us at our website, filmsandfermentation.weebly.com. filmsandfermentation.weebly.com. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmsandfermentation, or send us a tweet at filmsandferm on Twitter. Thanks, and see you for episode 3 of the Christmas special.